Hey guys, how's it going? Happy birthday month! Woo! For this video, I wanted to let you guys in on something I've been working on for some time, and soon you'll see why, Katie, I asked you for those castle pictures. I don't know how much I've told you about this before, but it should come as no surprise that I like writing stories. And one of those stories, more or less, is an alternate reality of our lives and reflects ourselves in a more fantastical way. The earliest memory I have of beginning this story was when I had to have still been in elementary school. It was a time when I just wanted to escape, and so I wrote a story in my diary about a girl who gets transported into another world, and there she's a princess. And it's a fantasy land where she gets to live in a castle and then finds out her family had their counterparts there as well. That world I recently titled Domus Rodina, and the girl Lilla, because she used a purple amethyst necklace to travel there. The castle there looked like the ones in like Mom's paintings in the castle that was in our parents' bedroom, like the poster. It was nice at first, this story, but then when unhappy things happened in my life, it would leak into the story and cause certain kinds of mayhem, especially when the divorce happened. The story didn't seem to make sense anymore. So in the story, each family member got their own planet to live on and could cultivate their own world more independently. That's the gist of the story so far. I have a couple other things about it, but I'd like to expand it with your help. I've already done some work on my fantasy castle and my fantasy planet, but hearing you, Katie, say that you also wanted a magical castle, I just feel like now might be a good time to share this story with you guys and help me make it better and more convincing as a family story. One of the things I love doing is naming things with convoluted etymology, which is like the reason behind the name. I love that word, etymology. I wonder what the etymology is. So bear with me as I describe these various terms and where I got them from. So my world, I've given it the name Meco, M-E-C-O, because in 4th grade in my honors English class, we spent pretty much the entire semester or year learning about the word metacognition and what it meant. And it means the awareness and understanding of one's own thought processes. So I thought, like, in this fantasy world, like, that's a good word to use. So, like, metacognition, yeah. Alright, on to my next point. When naming things, I usually go for either anagrams or something inspired by a memory. One of the things I try to avoid is taking a name directly from somewhere recognizable. Kind of like the Inception mentality. I don't know if you guys remember that movie. But let's see. It's just like you don't want to name things off of reality and confuse them for the dream world. So Katie and I were talking about names for her castle and other things, and I came up with a bunch of different ones, trying to think about it and do a little research. So I'm just gonna like rattle them off and explain their etymology, and then Katie, you can tell me which ones you like, or if you just don't like any of them, you can get some better ones and think of some better ones. So for your world, your planet, I came up with Ledimarius Keeker, because it's an anagram for your full name, I think. And I've gotten some of the letters wrong. And the first word is a genus of rare fish, and the second word means eye, or someone who looks. So I thought it was fitting because your castle like looks out to sea. I thought it was a little clever, but it's a little complicated for a word. Moving on, like for your character, like your persona, your alter ego, if you will, I came up with a couple different ones, so maybe they go through different phases or identities. They are all anagrams for Katie Kramer, and they are Tea Maker Cree, Trekker Maya, and Emerita Arc. And an emerita is a woman who is the former holder of an office, like college professor, who is retired but still retains a certain rank. So there's some names for you. For your castle name, the best one I found that I liked was Suavis, which is Latin for sweet. So when someone would say Suavis Castle, they'd be saying, "Hey, sweet castle." And I think I'm hilarious. Okay, for other place names, I have Maple's Haven, because maple is a primary wood for building cellos, and I think you like cellos. Lightning Hollow, because you were lightning at the register at the bakery. I'm sure you can't just forget that. And Iron Eye, because every time you saw the flat irons, you'd say mountains. And that's just something that sticks with you. And that's what I have for places. Okay, so that's all I have for now. And for the final part, I want to ask you guys some questions if you're interested in building this world with me, in these worlds, in this universe. So Katie, I want to know that you mentioned ruins that you wanted, but I'd like to know where in relation they are with your castle, and I think depending on where they are might build an interesting story of why they're ruins and why there's this new castle. Emily, I haven't talked about this to you, so the only things I have so far for you is like a place named Amanita, because it's the Latin genus for those red mushrooms with the white spots on them, you know. And that the name Wildflower might come up somewhere, because I'm sure you remember that one. And for both of you, I want you to think about like names for your planets, what kind of landscapes you would like, including what your fantasy home would look like. And Katie, you've already done some of that. A crest or a seal to represent you, kind of like something you'd find on a flag, and details of your alter ego to make them come to life. And they can be anyone or anything, so don't hold back. So this is something I'm invested in, and it's cool to finally share this with you guys, because I'm pretty private about like the stuff I do. So it's really nice to finally like talk about this. How much do you think about this is up to you. So no pressure to come up with any of these things. I just thought if you want something to think about, there you go. I find it fun, and maybe you guys will like coming up with different things for it too. So I'll leave it at that, and I might not have a video next week because I might be out of it because my wisdom teeth are getting removed. But we'll see. Maybe Mom will record me having an interesting phase of my life. High on drugs. Spring break, y'all. So I wanted to make a video a little bit early. So I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you next time. Bye.